The Flash 788, which is Jeremy Adams writing with Fernando Pasarin on the art. So just me on this one because Matt's not here. So interesting premise here. So Wolf, Warden of Iron Heights, is now the mayor. He's been elected the mayor of Central City, and the premise of this issue is that he has deputized the Rogues to help clear up the streets of Central City. Which is a great page actually, because the first page is him like talking to whoever he's talking to, and then you get a 2-page spread of just the 5 Rogues members standing there and like cold looking at his new badge. Pasarin's art's quite good. Like he really fits I think the characters in this book. But obviously Linda's pregnant again, and they're with Dr. Midnight and Terrific to get checked up, and they're saying, yep, you're pregnant, and this might be why Linda's got powers right now. It may not be, though. We're in uncharted territory. Who knows? But it's all very sweet and stuff. There's a really nice touch here where Wally's not quite realised that the information they've just told him, and like Midnight and Terrific, like they've got speech bubbles, but it's just squiggly lines in it, as if they're just trying to look busy. Because like Midnight's like twiddling his thumbs, Terrific's just sort of looking down at his notepad. But it's just clearly them trying to like, oh, we need to pretend not to be here because this is like a really personal moment. But yeah, there's a couple of fun beats in this though. Wally and Linda are walking down the street talking about like what it was like having babies and what this is going to be like again. And Wally says, "Well, what kind of a world are we going to raise this kid in? You know, we've got the Great Darkness coming behind door number 1, and behind door number 2, Captain Cold knocking over a jewelry store." And Linda says, "Come on, he hasn't done that in years." And he goes, "No, I'm serious right now. Captain Cole's knocking over a jewelry store, which is happening across the street." Which leads to a really great moment where Wally comes in, takes his freeze gun away from him, and Cole says, "Nope, I'm here. You let the bad guys get away. I was arresting them. I'm not a bad guy anymore." And he holds up his police badge, and Wally just bursts out laughing and doesn't really believe it. And he's just like, he's bent over, holding his stomach, with hilarious. And then the Rogues show up, and they say they're going to arrest the Flash because he's technically the one breaking the law, being a vigilante. So we got a big fight sequence with them and Flash, even though they end up messing up. Linda ends up helping to get Wally out of Dodge, and Wally's going to go and have to like find out how this happened, what's going on, what the hell's Wolf up to. And there's some fun stuff with Wallace babysitting the kids and them jumping about and stuff. So no, it's a interesting time. You see Wolf, interesting thing here is that Wolf actually has some powers right now. He ends up hitting was it the blacksmith, who's kind of like his assistant, and she tries to sort of say no to him because he borrows a bunch of money from the mob to pay for his campaign, and he wants her to go and tell them they're not getting their money back, and she doesn't want to do it, and he sort of like zaps her with like he's got electric powers or something like that, and she's like, "Wait, since when do you have powers?" And he's basically just like, "We all have secrets, and mine are mine alone." So obviously it's something they're going to like go into more. This is meant to be like a wait, how did he get those kind of thing. But Wally goes to Heatwave to try and talk to him because Heatwave had cancer and Wally kind of helped him out. He goes to him as kind of the sympathetic one. But Heatwave was expecting this. The Rogues show up. They mention that Wolf not only has some powers now, but he seemingly has cured Heatwave. So he's definitely messing around with something. Whether it's like technology or like supernatural shit, I don't know. But Wolf's making a lot of big plays and he's using it to get ahead. Another fun action scene here though, where Captain Cold freezes the rooftop that Wally's running on when he's trying to get away, and he ends up slipping over the edge of the building and falls down to the ground. It's a really fun little sequence actually, and it's right after he's looked up at the clouds and saw like lightning and stuff, so he's like, oh shit, Weather Wizard's doing his thing, so he kind of has to like try and get away, and then he slips in the ice. There's a nice sequence of events in both the fight scenes that Flash has with the Rogues. It's also nice because I feel like, I don't know if there's been a lot of Flash versus the Rogues in this Wally run until now. So it's kind of nice to have them back. It's a kind of a different context to have them in as well. and kind of fits in with this general theme of Wolf using a lot of the people who would normally be in Iron Heights to be working for him, which, can only make him look villainous. The end of the issue, though, is that Pied Piper shows up at the end and says, looks like you need a help, or need a hand, Flash. And yeah, so it's the return of Pied Piper as the cliffhanger. Solid fun time. There's heartwarming moments with Wally and Linda. I think the art's really good with Pasarin. I think he draws a really good set of rogues, and a lot of the expressions and stuff. Between like when the rogues get their badges and their reaction to that, Wally laughing his ass off when he sees that they have a badge. All that stuff is pretty entertaining and just genuinely looks quite good. Some of the action sequences have some really fun segments in them. I think it's a really nice looking comic overall. It's kind of like the best end of like a house style, if you will, where it's not particularly stylish or stands out, but it's just really nice. And I really like the heavy shadows and inks that are on there. It's very bright and vivid and colorful, but it's not afraid to have the shading and like the face and all that stuff. So no, really good stuff. I'm liking that we're kind of doing like a fresh arc, and we've been building up to Wolf been up to something where he's running for mayor for a little while now. I'm glad we're away from like traveling to Calypso's like Gem World stuff and all that was a while ago. It feels like a proper. It feels like this book has a lot of continuity now with itself, that it's built up over time, and we're really just having fun now with a lot of the elements that it's set up. So I'm happy to give this. Yeah, I'd probably go as high as an 8 on this. I'm really enjoying this Flash run the more it's been on.